What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing an oil change on Shelby, my 2006 Kawasaki KLX 250S. So what you'll need for this is you'll need an oil drain pan. I'm using this one. I just picked it up at Princess Auto. It was like $5. And yeah, I got my oil here too. I'm using genuine Kawasaki oil. I was using other stuff, but I decided since the bike's 13 years old, might as well just get the actual stuff. I take 1.5. It takes 1.5 liters, so about 2 of them. And then, when you do an oil change, you should replace your oil filter every time. So there's one there. Picked this up at the Kawasaki dealership. These 2 oils, and this for $35. I think it lasts 5,000 kilometers, something like that. And then I'm probably gonna switch to full synthetic, because full synthetic is only $3 more a liter. These are each a liter. So here's the bike. She's super dirty. I don't mind that. I'm giving it a wash later today anyways. The bolt you're looking for, just under here, should be like kind of in the middle. So here's the drain bolt right there. As you can see, creeper, this will make the job a lot easier. Yep, it is a 14 millimeter. The reason I knew it was a 14 millimeters because I was reaching through my sockets, and the 14 millimeter was the one that was all oily. It was last use for an oil change. I will be using my Milwaukee 3/8 electric ratchet for this job. This is an awesome tool. It speeds up the process a crazy amount. Put the socket on. Make sure she's going loose. Where you want to pull your oil drain pan, and just slide it under. So at this point, you're gonna take this drain bolt off. Here's a trick, so just loosen it a little bit. It's on there tight. I don't know why. It shouldn't be this tight. They push up on it when you're screwing it off, and when you see the drips, that means you're good, so you're good to pull it away. Like, see drips? And there we go. Oil's flowing. It is very black. So it was a good thing that we're doing an oil change because she's dirty. There's a stream of oil if you can't see it. Super black. No need for that. And right here is your oil filter. This is your oil filter cover. There's one bolt there and one bolt there to take this off. Yes, this is broken. I'll show you why it broke on me in a minute, so you don't have the same problem. So these bolts are 8 millimeters. Go into the toolbox here, and we'll use my Milwaukee 12 volt impact gun. This thing's a tank also. Highly recommend. Okay, so we're at the oil filter. Put the nut driver in. Put it on there. One bolt. Second bolt, give it a little tab or something to get this off. I don't want to damage. These are $80 to replace Canadian. Do a little 1 pound Diblo. Screwdriver, because careful, because where these bolts go in, I broke this one off because when we were tightening it, see this gasket here? We put another gasket on because we didn't see one there. This is a new one. The last one, like, you couldn't really see it. So we put it on. When we put it on to tighten it, it was like lifted up a bit. So when we tightened this one, it broke off because of pressure. It wasn't flush. So that's what that broke. This is not real metal. This is like a kind of like a chintzy kind of metal. Zoomed in there. Just be careful of these things. So that's why I have the washer to push on the cap so it stays closed so I don't have to buy a new one. The oil is just coming out in drips now. You can hardly any, yeah, there's like hardly any coming out. This is oil filter. Put your finger in there. There's gonna be a spring behind it, so be careful you don't lose that. There. Take this. Okay, that's kind of gross. If you look there, there's a bunch of buildup on it. I didn't know that. There we go. I got the spring off. Actually, that might be Gorilla Glue, and I'll tell you why there's Gorilla Glue on that in a second. So you can just go ahead and place this in your oil drain pan. That's useless, so you need to replace it anyways. That's why we bought a new one. This spring, I will reuse this because I had to go out and buy one because I don't know why, but I think the last person that owned this bike, they didn't know about it, and they actually lost this. Or the mechanic lost it, I don't know. I went out to Home Depot, bought 2 springs for like $5 or something. So they're pretty expensive for like just this little spring, right? And inside of the oil filter holder, the oil filter goes, that is excess old oil in there. Take either a sponge or in my case, just some paper towel and wipe that out. Don't want to have that mixed with our new oil. Gross. Oil's all drained out. There's just, okay, there was just a drop there, but there's not very many drops coming out now. Oil drain bolt cleaned up, and we'll put it back in there. Paper towel, and if there's any extra debris on it, I would use this, just a plastic brush. Give it a good clean. First inspect the threads. Make sure that they're all good. There's not cross-threaded whatsoever. This one looks good. Give the threads a quick clean off. You can tell right now the washer on this is damaged. So this drain bolt will have to be replaced sooner than later. And there, she's looking good. Except for that washer, but she's looking good. Back to using my Milwaukee 3/8 electric ratchet. First hand tighten it because you don't want to cross thread this at all, because then you'll have leaks. And you might not know about the leaks, and then there can come a blown engine that way. Just installing this. Going up nicely. It went nicely, so now we're going to take the electric ratchet and zip it on. Gotta be careful with the electric ratchet though, because it's not impact, so it'll hurt your knuckles. Ah, like that. Just make sure she's snug. Seems good at that. You can torque this. I believe it torques to around 10 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench that goes that low, so I'm not gonna bother with that. She should be good at that anyways. At this point, you'll wanna grab your oils. Grab the oils, bring them over. Have them beside you, because you'll need them very shortly. Oil filter is what we need right now. This is the brand on this if you're interested. Very good. I've been using them lately. This is what Kawasaki dealer gave me, so they're pretty good. Box right there, just a small box until I get a bigger one. But yeah, it should be nice and clean. Yeah, she looks really good. That is where your spring goes. It just sits in there. But here is why I had Gorilla Glue on my spring that gets mixed in with my oil. Yeah, it sounds kind of crazy. Okay. In order to have the spring on there, say you got the spring, have it there, okay? The spring has to go in the center, right in there. And this has to go over it. You can't hold the spring there because there's no room. Look, there's no room. Got half a centimeter to a centimeter. Your fingers can't fit in that. So in order to do that, you have to put a little bit of glue on your spring or something just to get it to hold. A lot of people use dielectric grease and just anything to really hold it. I just use Gorilla Glue because I know this would not go all through my engine. Just a dab, just enough to get it to hold, just so you can get it in there. And then you put it like that. just like new. Okay, I got my Gorilla Glue here. And when I say put a dab, like I mean, like next to nothing kind of a dab. See that? That is like too much. You want like, that's how much I'm gonna put on it. Stick this onto it. Whenever I had it without the spring in there for a while, it wasn't pushing pressure on the oil filter to push it outwards, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't circulating all the crud and everything in there good. Like all the dirt, it wasn't filtering it properly, so that is why I bought the springs for this, and that's why you want to have them too. Don't want to ruin your engine. There's a $5 spring, can save your whole engine, and make sure you do your oil changes properly. All this oil only cost me around $35 Canadian, and it's worth it if you're saving the entire engine, the entire bike as a whole. Okay, that should be good. Take this, put it flat in there, just like that. Line it up the way it works, because these little inlets and outlets or whatever, I don't know which is which, that's where oil flows through, so you want to make sure you have the right cover on it too. Mine was like this. Make sure it's all cleaned. Make sure the gasket has no cracks on it, because you wouldn't want that. Dip your finger in the oil and put it around this, just to give it a little bit of lubrication. And then this little inlet should line up with this, but you can tell obviously because of where the bolts go. And this is already suctioned as it is, so that's why having the washer is fine. And putting it on, I highly not recommend using the impact driver. I'm just gonna use it just to tighten them a tad. Make sure these are all cleaned up too, by the way, the bolts. Screw this in hand tight. Just make sure it's washed over. You guys won't have to go through this unless you broke your cover too. A little bit of a turn, super loose there, and rotate back and forth between these. You don't want to use this on that for sure, because this will break it. This is a powerful tool. It's only 12 volt, but it is powerful. Okay, so I got my oil funnel here. Make sure this is all cleaned out really well, because whatever you put through this will end up in your motor, and you don't want any crud in there. I use different funnels for different things. I have one for coolant. This is my oil one. Put this in there. And I take 1.5 liters. You can find it on the Kawasaki website. You can give your dealership a call. You can check your owner's manual, really whatever you want. That works. Drain bolts in, oil filter cap is on. And as you do this, make sure you take breaks to check your points that you already opened up to make sure they're not leaking. I just used a little pick to take that little aluminum foil off the top. The 500 milliliter line, if it's flat. Oil fill cap, screw that on hand tight. So let the bike warm up for 5 minutes before you ride it to let the fresh oil flow through, because you just did take all the oil out of it. And don't rev it, because you really don't want to harm anything. Recycle your oil. Recycle your old oil. You can go to your local parts store and get empty. You can get empty oil containers. You just pour it in there and you can drop it off free of charge. They'll take it. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, please let me know. I can do more. I can do working on this bike. I have 2 other projects. I got a YZ over there and a KX over there. I can do working on those. I'm doing rebuilds kind of. and I have a truck that needs some work, so I can also do videos on that. If you like this kind of video, let me know down in the comment section. I won't know unless you tell me, of course. I'm just kind of experimenting with kind of videos on my channel right now, so there's kind of a bunch of variety right now. Smash the subscribe button, turn post notifications on, and peace.